What I got wrong in my first year. If you're looking for a highlight reel, this isn't that episode. Welcome back to Zulf Talks. We're in season 17, episode 7, and today is about getting things wrong. Everything I share here comes from what I'm doing in real time. This journey is fully self-funded, no sponsors, no investors, powered by the work I do at trustedcreators.org. And today, instead of teaching tactics, I want to talk about the mistakes I made in my first year, the ones you don't usually hear about. We've already gone through the episodes and said 10 things I learned as a managing director, but today I think you're going to enjoy this episode. Let's dive in.
Working for yourself, I know you love it. Working for yourself, cause I love it too. Working for yourself, Zulf talks about it, making it easy for you. Working for yourself, go be your own boss. Working for yourself, Zulf will help you along. Working for yourself, powered by trusted creators, Zulftalks.com.
When people talk about their first year in business, they usually compress the story. They skip the confusion, they skip the self-doubt, they skip the moments where they thought, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. But those moments matter because that's where the real lessons live. So let's talk about what I got wrong, what I misunderstood, what I could have done better. A lot of the times when you're in a field where you're creating stuff and you stumble into things, you become self-employed, you have a company because you need to have a company because you made money and there's a better way of doing stuff, and that's what people tell you. So the biggest assumptions I got wrong, the big assumption, I thought working harder automatically meant things would work faster. I believed effort alone was enough. I thought, you know what, because I'm working really hard, because I'm on top of everything I need to be on top of, everybody else around me would also be on point. But I quickly found out not everybody cares as much as you care. You're the 1%. You're like the minority compared to what other people are. People are lazy. They do the minimum they need to do to pass through. So I believed effort alone was enough. What I didn't understand yet was leverage. That not all work moves the needle, and that some work just keeps you busy and not productive. I thought, I'm going to keep on top of my stuff. In the first year of my business, I made a lot of videos. That was like the core thing I needed to do. So much so that the people I was making the videos for arranged a specific meeting with their heads of and got me in on a special, it's not Zoom, they use a different tool for the video meetings, and they asked me, how are you doing this and how are you so good at it? So I was doing something right, I was doing it with passion, I believed in myself, I had my background in video and photography. You remember my podcast, it started with that. So I kind of knew the core elements: good lighting, good microphone, good camera, and those shone through based on everybody else that was making content. And they kind of wanted to find out how I'm doing it. I explained the process and said, you know what, it's because I care. I'm not doing it for the money. And at that point, the money just came in bucket loads, because when you do something for the passion of it, it works out. But don't assume everybody else is like you. If you're good at something and you're passionate about something, you'll do well. There are things I overthought early on. I overthought branding. I overthought names. I overthought on tools and the perfect setup. I spent way too much time, mental energy, trying to work out ready instead of getting started. I was setting up my studio. I set up lighting. I set up the background. I set up the cameras. I positioned everything, moved everything. On the top corner, I can see a bit of my light. Move that, move this. No, you don't need that. Getting started, look back. No one cared about that. A lot of people were impressed, even though I thought it wasn't excellent. They cared more about the clarity and consistency. And I delayed progress by trying to make everything perfect first time round. Just keep doing it. If it's working for you, you're getting results, and you're better than it. 80% of people are not doing what you're doing. So keep doing it and slowly improve as time goes on. Number 3, the things I was unprepared for. Let me think about this one. So I wasn't ready for how long other people take to do stuff. I thought my tax return needs to be done by X date. I've got everything ready, done, bam. I let my accountant know I'm ready. Can you get this done as soon as possible? They'll take 3 months to look at it. 7 days between each email reply. I quickly realized, you know what, these guys don't care. Changed. How often plans change. How much patience the process demands. I underestimated the emotional stamina required. Not motivation, just endurance. So like, if I'm in the mind that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do that thing. I want to make 12 episodes for this season. Come hell or high water, I'm going to make my 12 episodes. Anything can happen, but these 12 episodes need to be made for this season. I'm very focused and I understand this is what I'm going to do. This is my plan. This is the date I need to do it for. I'll do it. It's like if I commit to something, I'm there. It's very rare that if I have any doubts, I won't start. Like I wouldn't have started the entire season. So it's very endurance focused. Like for example, those thousands of videos I made for that program, is like there was nobody else doing that. And I stood out because I focused, I committed. I was like, you know what? Everything I can make a video about, I'm making a video about. And I did it. And it's like, I don't think it's that drive. What do you think that is? Is that drive? I think it just depends how you look at stuff. It's like everybody has their own approach. It could be OCD to a point, like, oh, you've committed to something and you can't rest until you do it, because if it's not finished, you don't feel like you've completed it. Does that make sense? I don't know. Showing up when you're excited is easy. Showing up when nothing is working is a real test. So sometimes the cameras wouldn't work, so I had 2 separate setups. I used one with the camera, I used one without a camera. I did voiceovers. Like for example, this time I wasn't feeling coming on camera. So this whole entire season, you'll see I'm not on camera. I've just put a picture up because I can focus more and concentrate more to give you like the core, because this is like deep diving into my thoughts and my process and the company. And it's like, I don't want any distractions. Even when I have the camera on, I kind of look off camera and daydream while I'm talking to you, because I can picture what I'm talking about. So consider that. See what you're prepared for and make sure you're ready for it, because not everything you think works will work. Not everything you've been promised you'll get. Be careful out there. Everyone's kind of like, what's the word? Everybody's in it for themselves. Is that the right? I think that's the right way of saying it. Emotional mistakes versus practical ones. So the practical mistakes, like this, they're flexible. You got bad tools, you got bad pricing, bad workflows. But the main thing is, in your heart, is it a mistake, or are you doing it because you're trying to pull one on someone? Be clear from the start. Say what you are, say what you're offering. If you're doing it for money, say I want to do it because I want to make more money. If you're doing it because you want to help someone, say you want to do it because you want to help someone. There's no emotional stuff there. The emotional mistakes are harder. I tried myself to kind of keep it, if it's business, it's business. If you're a friend or anyone, this is just what it is. If you want this, you need to do this. If you're not prepared to do this, then you're not completing the transaction. It's very hard. Like, you'll help people with websites and things, and then I don't really do that kind of stuff. But if it's someone that needs a bit of a help, I'll help them. I'll give them my soul. I'll give them everything that I think would work. But then they'll ignore all of that and do what they want to do. And then they'll ask you again, how about if I do this? I'm like, well, that's not what we thought would work for you. So if you want to go down that route, then that's something you need to explore on yourself, or get someone else to help you with it. Because this is what our goal was. And if you're not playing along, it's like, it's kind of, to an extent, when I believe in something and I think it's good enough, it's like, it's my way or the highway. If you don't like it my way, then let me hear your idea. If I don't think your idea is as good as mine, then I'll be straightforward. I'll be like, I don't think that's how it work. Try it, let me know. And then I'd love to be proved wrong, if that makes sense. That sounds a bit harsh, but in this world, you have to be harsh sometimes. I tied myself up with like lots of helping other people who didn't really value the opinion. And the worst thing is I prove it works, because then I can show you, look, I'm telling you this, but look, I've done it. So if you believe me, you can see I've done it. Why are you talking to other people who are telling you something that you're not sure works and they've not proved they can do it? They're just talking it. A lot of people out there will talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. And if you can talk the right talk, people tend to believe you. So I'm like, okay, I'm confident enough to say, yeah, you know what, that's fine, carry on. So compare myself behind the scenes to other people's highlights. I took it slow. When I knew something worked, I'd be like, okay, I know this works. Let's hit it hard for 2 months and let's take a break. And the amount of work I would do in 2 months would be equivalent of someone's like 6 months worth of work. In some cases, a lot more, a year's worth of work in 3 months. And then I had the remaining time to repicture, reevaluate, see what I want to do. Because not everything in life is about making money. You want to do stuff that you like to do, that resonates, that helps other people. Like this podcast, I'm not really making any money on this. It's just the case that I like to share what I like to do. And is that a weakness? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. It probably is, because I'm wasting time. How valuable is your time? That's something you need to answer. That's something you need to think about. So emotional mistakes versus practical ones is interesting. You need to compare them. The mental pressure caused more damage than any technical error. So remember, the space in your mind is more important. What I'd ignore if I did it again, I reckon if I start all over again, I would ignore all the branding stuff. Like, keep it simple. Don't worry about all the branding stuff. If you're doing something well and it's selling and it's doing good, how can you improve it? How can you diversify it? How can you do another version of that? So if that doesn't do well, you've got something to fall back on. I don't want to work on other people's timelines. I'm not thinking about overnight success stories. Everything takes time. If you're good at something, it builds momentum, and then the next time you'll get better. Opinions from people not doing the work don't matter. I don't think I'd move slower. I think even with everything I've done, I could do more. And I'm surprised people say they don't have time, because if you value your idea and you're passionate about something, you make the time. There's going to be something in your life that you're devoting time to that you could potentially stop. I'm not going to preach at you, but think about what you waste time on. Don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself. What do you spend more than an hour a day doing? Do you need to do that? Could you replace that with something else more productive? But yeah, with more confidence, you will know what you want to do. Trust repetition over novelty. If something's working, keep doing it and improve in some cases. Or if it's working as it is and too much effort is required to improve it, keep doing what you're doing. You don't want to give 100% effort when 80% would do. And it was satisfactory. Your 80% is more better than somebody's 50%. Lessons that only experience teaches. Here's the truth. No courses, no teachers, no books, no videos prepare you for uncertainty. It's like you could listen to as many podcasts as you want. You could listen to as much advice as you want, different ideas. Some lessons only show up after you've been tired, confused, and still kept going. And you learned that, you know what, it worked out. Yeah, I didn't want to do this. I've done it. I'm quite proud of myself. Let's carry on. And that's not a flaw in the system. It's just the system. It's like, you know what? You've got life. You've got experiences. When you're doing something, you learn more than trying to learn about how to do something. When you're in the pits, it works out. Why this matters for you. If you're early in your journey and things feel messy, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're in it. Mistakes don't qualify you. They qualify you. So think about it. Your mistakes are there. You learn from them. You're not going to get out of the system by making a mistake. If you learn the mistake, you understand why you made the mistake, and then you can use it to your advantage, then you're ahead. That's like key takeaways here are going to be, you don't need to be perfect first year. You don't need a real one. This journey is different for all of us. I'm hoping me explaining this in like a convoluted way. I try and keep it real. I try and be like straightforward with you. But I'm hoping this gives you an idea of this and what you can think about doing. Busy isn't productive. That's something to think about. And my next episode, I'm going to speak more about that, because I think what I got wrong in my first year, I'm hoping it's giving you substance without giving too much away and kind of throwing people under the bus that tried to pull one on me. But I think busy isn't productive is the next episode. We're going to focus more around that and look at those key elements. It would be really good if you can leave a review wherever you're listening to this. The show resources are available at zulftalks.com.